Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me again for Yoga Storytime. My name is Rachel, and I'm one of the children's librarians here at the San Mateo County Libraries. This is Yoga Storytime, where the stories that we read help to inspire the yoga poses and movement that we take with our bodies. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and grab your sticky yoga mat. If you don't have one, that's okay. You're welcome to grab a blanket. You could grab a rug or a beach towel. Anything that's going to be comfortable for you to sit up on and will help me so you don't slip and slide so much when we practice our yoga poses. I'm going to scoot back a little bit so we can sing our Om song. Are you ready to sing along with me? Okay, let's do it. Okay, friends, go ahead and sit up really tall in your seat. Bring your hands together at your heart center, and we'll start to rub our palms together to build up some heat. Good job, friends. Good job. Here we go. Rub your hands. Sit up tall. Take a deep breath. Om. Good job, friends. Good job. You know, we haven't challenged ourselves for a while. Do you think we could also sing this song using our feet? Can we sing it with our feet? Let's try it, everybody. I'm going to scoot back a little bit here to my yoga mat and turn sideways so that you can see me. You're welcome to use your hands to help support you from behind. And let's try rubbing our feet together. See if we can find a little balance. Good job. Rub your feet. Sit up tall. Take a deep breath. Om. Good job, everybody. Now, do you think that we can sing that with both our hands and our feet? Can we find that balance on our seat? Let's try. Make sure you've got a really good seat here. Maybe lean back just a little bit. See if you can catch yourself. It's okay if you roll backwards. Whoop, you can roll right back up. You're not going to fall very far. Okay, sit up nice and tall. Lean back on your seat. Find your feet together, your hands together, and let's rub them. Good job. Rub your hands and feet. Sit up tall. Take a deep breath. Whoa! Om. Good job, everybody. Good job. We're going to jump right into our story today. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat like this. You're also welcome to find your book pose. Do you remember our book pose? You can bring your feet to the floor in front of you. Your knees are right in front of you as well. Go ahead and use your hands to help guide your knees open, bringing your feet to touch. We're imagining that our legs are the covers of our book. We can open it up as if we're opening a book to read a story. Good job, friends. I'm going to scoot forward so I can share our story with you on my screen here. Okay, friends. Our story today is called Lizard from the Park. This was written and illustrated by Mark Pett, and this was published by Simon & Schuster Books for Young Readers. We're able to access this book as an ebook through our resource called Access 360. This is available for you for free with your San Mateo County Libraries card. Lizard from the Park. Like most days, Leonard walked home by himself. On this particular day, this particular spring afternoon, he took a shortcut through the park. Can we tell from this very first picture what city Leonard might live in? Does anybody recognize a building there? Let me show you, see if you can see it with my cursor. That one right there, that's the Chrysler Building, and this is in New York City, in Manhattan, where I used to live before we moved here to San Mateo County. But I imagine that Leonard, our friend Leonard here, might be walking through Central Park, which is one of my favorite parks too. When he got to the deepest, darkest part of the park, Leonard spotted something. What do you see? Do you see it? It was an egg, and it was unlike any egg Leonard had seen before. So Leonard put the egg in his backpack, zipped it up, and carried it home. He took it to his apartment, which was on the top floor of a very tall building. In his room, Leonard and the egg played together for the entire afternoon. That night, Leonard held the egg close as he fell asleep. What do you think is in this egg? In the morning, Leonard noticed something. The egg began to jiggle and crack, then a nose busted through the shell. It was a lizard. Leonard watched as the lizard busted through the rest of the shell. Then Leonard made a decision. He named the lizard Buster. Why do you think he named the lizard Buster? Because he busted through the shell. That's right. Leonard couldn't wait to show his new friend the world outside. He and Buster spent the whole day exploring Leonard's favorite places in the city. Looks like they took a taxi cab. That's right. And it looks like they went to maybe the Museum of Natural History. I see a polar bear and a dinosaur. In the weeks following, Leonard took Buster everywhere. They spend their mornings together eating, what is that? Could be a bagel, maybe a donut. They spent their afternoons together riding the subway. And they spent their afternoons, their in-betweens together as well. Do you know where that is? That's at the New York Public Library. And that's one of the lions out front. The lions are named Patience and Fortitude, and looks like they're reading a book together at the library. As spring turned to summer, Leonard realized something. Not only did Buster keep growing and growing and growing, but he seemed to be enjoying himself less and less. Oh no. Meanwhile, the bigger Buster got, the more Leonard had to disguise him so he would fit in among the city crowds. Can you see Leonard? And can you see Buster? Is Buster well disguised? Could you tell that he's a lizard? It soon became impossible. So Leonard decided to keep Buster in his room. Buster didn't seem to like that either. Buster's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. After a while, Buster grew too big even for Leonard's room. Leonard moved him to the roof, though he knew it was only a matter of time before Buster would outgrow that too. Leonard found himself in a very difficult situation. Finally, he had an idea. He gathered every balloon he could find in the city. Red ones, shiny ones, balloons shaped like animals. And he filled his entire room. My goodness, what do you think Leonard's gonna do? On the day of the big parade, noisy crowds gathered in the streets below. Leonard heard music. Then he saw the giant balloons. Soon, the parade reached his building. Leonard and Buster joined in. Do you know this parade? Do you watch it on TV? Yeah, this is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Do you think that Leonard and Buster are blending in with all the other big animal balloons? Maybe. When they reached the park, Leonard and Buster floated away from the parade and sat down gently near the deepest, darkest part of the park, where Buster joined his family. Now wait a second. So Buster's not a normal lizard. What kind of lizard is Buster? A dinosaur? What kind of dinosaur do you know? A T-Rex, you're right. He's able to join his family back in the park. Sometimes Leonard still cuts through the park on his way home. Do you think you'll see Buster again? And sometimes he takes a new way. It's like he's making friends and they've got some dinosaur toys. So that story was Lizard from the Park by Mark Pett. We're going to scoot back to our yoga mat so that we can play with some of the animal poses that we saw in the story. So I'm going to scoot back. You can join me as well. Now, Leonard, when he was walking through Central Park, he found an egg. You're right. Let's find our egg pose. This one is very familiar to us. It's also a great resting pose. It's often called child's pose as well. So you can come down to rest in your egg pose. You can lay your belly on top of your thighs. Rest your arms back by your sides and find your forehead on the floor. Rest here in your little egg. And Leonard saw the egg start to jiggle and crack. A nose came out, and then he busted out of the shell, right? And he was a lizard. Let's come into a lizard pose, and we're going to try this in two different ways. The first way is this. Go ahead and bring your hands under your shoulders on the mat. Let's step back our toes, our feet, so we come to the top of a push-up like this. This is called a plank pose or a lizard. So if you want to challenge yourself, you can try to walk in your lizard pose, keeping your feet together. Ooh, it's very tricky. You can try going forwards and backwards. That's a lizard pose. Good job. The second way we're going to try a lizard pose, you can go ahead, come to your hands and knees, and take a big step with your left foot on the outside of your hand. My hand is here inside, my leg is on the outside. If you want to, you can stretch back your back leg. You can keep your knee on the floor. If you want to challenge yourself more, you can lift up your knee. I'm going to bring my knee down. This is a lizard pose. Very good. If you want to get a closer look at the floor, you can lower down onto your elbows or your forearms, like that. Sometimes the floor feels very far away. I like to take a book or a block, put them under my forearms, my elbows, and rest here in my lizard pose. This is a big, big stretch, and you're often very still in it. Lizards are really good about being still. And so while you're still here, you can think about what it feels like to be still. We're used to moving so much. What does it feel like when we take a moment to be quiet and still? Good job. When we're ready to come to the other side, we're going to lift up onto our hands again. Go ahead and step that foot back to meet the other. And we're going to bring the other foot forward on the outside of our hand. I'm going to scooch my knee back a little bit too. And just like I did with the first side, I'm going to bring my block here and I'm going to take a closer look at the floor, lowering down onto my elbows and being still like a lizard for a moment. Good job. Okay, let's move our blocks or our books out of the way and come to find a seat on our knees. Now, Buster wasn't just any kind of lizard, was Buster an alligator? Can you go chomp, chomp, chomp? Was he an alligator? Should we try the other side? Chomp, chomp, chomp. No, he wasn't an alligator. He was a dinosaur. You're right. Let's come up into our dinosaur pose. We're gonna get really big with our bodies. Go ahead and take a wide stance with your legs. Bend your knees enough. You can do it a little or a lot, but so that you can bring your hands to your ankles. And let's try to walk like this too. Can you imagine, what kind of dinosaur are you? Are you a T-Rex like Buster? Were you a Triceratops? Yeah, a Velociraptor? Go ahead and take big, ginormous dinosaur steps and go, roar! Good job, friends. And you can play with your dinosaur pose as much as you like, walking around, stomping around your homes. Big dinosaur steps. Good job, friends. When you're ready, go ahead and come back to your mats. If you want to rest in your egg pose again, you're welcome to do so. We're going to come to find a comfortable seat again. So during our story, Leonard used what to help Buster escape back to the park? Do you remember? He used balloons. He gathered all the balloons he could find in the city to help lift up Buster to take him home to his family. So we're going to practice some balloon breathing, okay? Go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to your knees. And as you take a deep breath in, lift up your arms. Become a balloon. Good job. You might imagine what color your balloon is. I'm feeling like a red balloon today. What color are you feeling like? All the colors of the rainbow, I hear it. Very good. And as you exhale, let all of the air out of your balloon. Inhale, fill up your balloons. Exhale, let all the air go. One more time. Inhale, fill up your balloons. Do you think we have enough balloons to carry Buster back to the park? Maybe. Exhale, let all the air go. Good job, friends. Thank you so much for joining me for our story today, Lizard from the Park. I hope you enjoyed it. Please continue to play with your egg pose, lizard poses, our crocodiles and alligators, and especially our dinosaur poses. Go ahead and bring your hands back to your heart center. We'll sing our Namaste song to say goodbye to all of our friends. You ready? My little light bows to your little light, your little light, your little light. My little light bows to your little light. Namaste. Your little light bows to my little light, my little light, my little light. Your little light bows to my little light. Namaste. Thank you so much, friends, for joining me in this space each week. A reminder that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel to get all the latest programs. I hope you're all taking advantage of our curbside pickup services for your holds. If you have any questions about that process whatsoever, please give us a call. The phone number is 1-833-YES-SMCL. Take care, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.